Thanks for gracing us with your presence, Chief.
Thank you for you, man.
Yep, thank you.
You only get like 30 seconds to like do the shower. And you're supposed to shower each day.
Like in Westmoreland City, Ron, they just discriminate against you. You're a loser because, you don't live in the fancy neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah. 40 years ago when I first moved in, the guy behind me let me use it as a private drive. And I never did get it until he died, 35 years later.
I'd like to call the Township of North Huntington Board of Commissioners regular meeting for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Roll call, Manager Falk.
Commissioner Hempel.
Here.
Commissioner Atwood. Here. Commissioner Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Zona.
Here.
Commissioner Bevan.
Here.
Commissioner McHugh.
Here.
President Hagus.
Here. Could everyone please stand for a pledge of allegiance, opening prayer by Pastor Jones from Calvary Church. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't believe the pastor's here, so we'll just have a moment of silence. Thank you. If any residents would like to speak tonight, could you please sign the book at the podium? Thank you. Our first resident's Nick. If you want to come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Nick Carrozza. On July 27, 2025, I was unlawfully taken into custodial detention by the North Huntington Township Police Department. That detention was not supported by any warrant or affidavit of probable cause. In fact, the affidavit itself was not even written until the following day, July 28th. The officer's own words in the affidavit state that both Carrozza and Loge were then processed, and the North Huntington Township Police Department advised them that they would be receiving charges via summons. That means that before charges even existed, before any issuing authority ever reviewed probable cause, we were processed. Our property was seized and we were kicked out the front door. This is a direct violation to the Pennsylvania Rules of Criminal Procedure. If the department believed the summons was the proper course of action, then why were we subjected to custodial arrest and seizure? The answer is simple: because the rules were disregarded and constitutional safeguards were trampled. The so-called no recording sign in the lobby has no force of law. It cites no ordinance, no statute, or no code. It is nothing more than a scare tactic used to strip citizens of rights that have already been upheld in federal courts. Then, to make matters worse, I later discovered through a third party that more charges were filed on August 12th. These charges stem from a July 16th meeting, and the affidavit tied to those charges is even more alarming. It opens with, "On July 29th, 2025, I was assigned to investigate the following incident involving Nicholas Carrozza." The dates in question were July 10th and July 16th, and yet the officer was only assigned to investigate on July 29th, the exact same day that charges were filed for the unlawful arrest on the 27th. When the paperwork eventually came for this retaliatory arrest, inside of it was a fingerprint order. That's for our processing. That's how you do these things. You summon requiring me to appear at the North Huntington Police Department and submit to fingerprinting before September 12th. This is clear evidence in and of itself that the way the July 27th incident was handled was wrong. On July 27th, we were processed illegally before charges even existed. The only reason it was done that way was so that they could seize my phone and property, dig through what I had recorded, and determine what kind of damage control, if any, they needed to cover themselves. I want my property returned. It was taken from me unlawfully. This is a clear retaliatory charging. It is a malicious prosecution. It is an abuse of office under color of state law. Every officer, every official, and every commissioner who has sat idly by while this is happening is complicit. You swore an oath to the Constitution, not to a department, not to a chief, and not to a board. To violate the oath is to dishonor every man and woman who has ever worn a uniform of the United States military, every soldier who bled, who suffered, and who died to secure our freedoms. Their sacrifice is insulted when those entrusted with power here at home trample on the rights they swore to protect. And let me leave you with this. Our government does not exist because of your titles or your positions or this board or the badges on your chest. It exists because of the sovereignty of the American citizens who create it. And only by our consent does it continue. That means you derive every ounce of authority from the people you claim to serve. And while some of my neighbors may have chosen to forfeit their rights in silence, I assure you there are many, many others like me, and I am ready, willing, and able to carry this all the way to the finish line. I talked about the march. In March, I spoke about abandoned cars, Chief Rizzo, and then we have a bunch stolen, some used in drive-by shootings, and you disappear. We're still waiting to hear about this FBI training you were at, which looks to be a golf outing. Why are we not holding special meetings on these topics? Why aren't you holding a special meeting about me? Well, Eric Gass suggested this, and you and your wife both used profanities in Mr. Gass's direction when he called for an investigation into the brandishing of a firearm. You are shaking right now. Are you okay?
I'm not
Well, your color, losing the color in your face, you look sick. I mean, we went from you scratching like a meth head on Smithfield Street wearing
Hey,
a sweater.
Nick,
Please,
can you please address the
constitutionally
board?
protected speech. Please, Zachary,
Yeah,
don't
no.
do this. We went from that to then you started showing up in a uniform like Officer Kettering, I believe it is over here. And now you know it's starting to finally set in how screwed you are. As you sit there and smile about this as though it's funny. So now you're like, honey, iron the dress whites. I got to go kiss some
All right,
babies.
Nick, your time's up, sir.
All right, everybody. Thank you for your time this evening.
Our next resident is Lori. If you come up to the podium, say your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, I'm Lori. I live at 1364 Samantha Way. I have a question for Manager Falk. I appreciate the fact that you share the township register with the township every meeting. It's very respectful. But I'm curious as to one thing. Why do you not identify the ETFs, or the EFTs, excuse me, transactions? There appears to always be a large amount and two somewhat smaller amounts, but no identification. That's money coming out of the township money. Where's it going? Or who's it going to? Why don't you identify that? Now, another concern. But before I do, let me reiterate, since Chief Rizzo decided to join us this evening, that unlike some of you, I have a mind of my own, and I am speaking on behalf of myself and only myself. Let's not have any threatening phone calls made to me or my husband after this. When the recent police union contract was negotiated and accepted, you increased the air miles distance an officer can reside from the township building from 20 to 30 miles to accommodate Detective Mark Hamilton's living arrangements with his girlfriend, yes, not his wife, his girlfriend, in Cannonsburg. Now, although the air miles are approximately 25 miles, let's think a little more about this. Traveling from Cannonsburg to North Huntington involves 6 major highways, depending on which route he decides to take. I-70, I-76, 79, 376, 30, and 19. If you've ever traveled any of these highways, you know it is not a simple drive. Depending on the time of day, it could take upwards of an hour to get to work. For example, at 8 a.m. this morning, the travel time was anywhere from 58 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes. So let's just keep that in the back of your mind. Because overtime for the police officers start at the time the call is directed to the officer and he accepts. So let's just say Mark gets a call at 7 a.m. He's off, he needs to come out. Takes him a half an hour to get ready and another hour to drive to the township. So we're paying him an hour and a half in overtime before he even does any actual township work. Now, not only are you allowing that to occur, but you will also allow him to take his vehicle home to Cannonsburg every day. Let's think about that. The driving distance ranges from anywhere from 31 to 51 miles one way, depending on which way he goes. That calculates to 62 to 102 miles a day round trip, 434 to 1,714 miles in a 2-week span, or 868 to 1,428 miles added to the vehicle in addition to the actual miles accumulated throughout his workday, which then translate to added maintenance of the vehicle, all free to Mark, additional gas, also free to Mark, new tires more often, obviously free to Mark, and a possible earlier than expected replacement vehicle. Now, let me ask the officers here this evening. I know you're not going to answer me, but I pretty much know the answer, but for grins and giggles, do any of you get free maintenance on your vehicles? Gas, tires, on the vehicles that you use to get back and forth to work every day? I don't think so. I'm asking you, the Oversight Committee, to take a good, close look at this arrangement and ask that you make changes immediately. the extra money being spent to accommodate Mark's decision to live with his girlfriend in Cannonsburg and take a company vehicle, township vehicle, home with him every day should not be a burden on the taxpayers of North Huntington. If it is to continue this way, Mr. Falk, being the township manager that you are, I'm hoping that you realize this is a fringe benefit, and Mark should be taxed accordingly. I've been in the finance business for over 31 years. I've come to know a lot of people, and I'm not afraid to reach out to alert them.
Thank you. Is there any other residents who would like to speak tonight that didn't get a chance to sign a book at the podium? Not seeing any responses, citizen input? Yeah, go ahead, Manager Falk.
So in response to the EFTPS, if you continue reading in the bill warrant, further on, the EFTPS tax deposits, those are the payroll tax deposits to pay in our federal taxes and state taxes. Those are what those fund transfers are. You just have to continue reading the line item. Thank you.
Is there any other board response?
I just have a comment also. As far as a police officer having to claim that as a fringe benefit, that's incorrect also. If you look in the IRS code, I've been a police officer for my whole life. Police officers are exempt. They are allowed to have a vehicle, and they do not have to report that or pay taxes on that.
Any other commissioners have any other input? Approval of meetings minutes for the special meeting 7/11/25.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor by state and aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved, 7-0. Approval of meetings minutes for the regular meeting 7/16/25.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Rich. Any discussion?
I will be abstaining since I was not present.
All right. All those in favor by state and aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes with 6-1 with one abstention. Payment of bills.
Motion to approve voucher 44969 through and including voucher 45377.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Well, I made the motion.
Oh, sorry. Second.
Discussion.
I have a couple questions. Number one, voucher 44969 is labeled Police Department Monthly Emissions Payment. What is that?
I'm pulling the bill up right now. That was for emissions inspection for a vehicle,
Okay.
the sticker.
Monthly emissions payment. It's only $942, but I was curious what that is. The other thing is, what is the reimbursement of tax collector transferred due to NSF? Somebody
it.
bounced checks?
Yeah, somebody bounced the check and we had to reimburse the tax collector to make her account whole.
Okay. And then finally, under Parks Department, we had several refunds to Spy Academy in the Parks Department. It looks like 6 of them, 4 kids on one and 2 others.
Correct, that program
Right.
was canceled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on payment of bills? If not, I got a,
Oh, yeah, I will be
Uh,
abstaining.
all
My
right,
place of employment is receiving payment from the township.
all right, I understand. Any other discussion? All those in favor by state and aye.
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 Opposed?
Abstain.
All right, Matt, motion passes 6-0 with one abstention. Staff reports, Public Works Report, Director Helinski.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of things just to add to my report. As you'll note, the last 2 months, we had extensive work on Pine Hollow Road. First, I'd like to thank our guys in our department. This is a phenomenal job. Total road reconstruction, pretty proud of our department. But also, I'd like to thank Chuck Cleveland and Cleveland Price, because if anybody's driven past there and saw that stone, we were able to acquire thousands of tons of stone for nothing, other than hauling costs. And our 2 local contractors that worked with us, JP Operations and John Bruntsell Construction, bent over backwards to help us, both of them. So very lucky to have those connections, and worked out really well for all of us. Other than that, I don't have anything to add to my report. I do have some more information on the tractor and mower boom. Assistant Manager Fonzie was good enough to put together a little PowerPoint, so at least you can see what we're looking at. And I did acquire the manuals and some other stuff. I'll pass them to the board if anybody's interested in looking at them. Thank you. Real quickly, one other note that I did not make last week. The mower we have now, Commissioner Arizona, has 10,200 hours, give or take, as of the end of last week. But it does have a new motor in it, so we will be reselling that. I'll advise you of its value once we get going. It's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $25,000. The second thing is the new mower comes from U.S. Municipal, and that mower, neither one are 4-wheel drives. This mower is a 4-wheel drive mower, meaning we can get off-road and do a lot more things with it. So it's a great machine.
All right, thank you. Any other questions for Public Works?
I do have one real quick. Notice the green safety lights on some of the new construction vehicles. Are we going to be implementing that at all, or do we have any plans on that? They seem to be much more visible than the yellow ones.
All our dump trucks are equipped with yellow, but the service vehicles, my unit that I drive, the smaller trucks, they do have multicolored strobes. I'm sure that's something we could look into next time we order a truck, a large 10-ton single axle. We could look into that.
I think if the cost is similar, it seems to be a little bit of a better safety.
Sure. Yep,
Safety
absolutely
option.
something we can look into.
Anything else for Public Works? Thank you. Park and Recreations Report, Coordinator Kincaid.
I have nothing additional to add to my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Parks and Rec? Thank you. Police Report, Chief Rizzo.
I have nothing to add to the report, but I have several things that I want to announce to the board. First of all, we just got our first federal motor carrier officer certified within the month. We haven't had one probably since 2018 or maybe 2017. So he's out now, certified, passed his training. He has to do like buddy certifications right now. Once he completes all of those, he'll be on his own, and we're currently outfitting him. So he'll be in the township working motor carrier, truck inspections, and he'll be a huge asset to the township and our department. So I'm really glad that we were able to get somebody back through that program. It's kind of been a hole that we've been missing, and he's going to be very valuable for all of us. Secondly, Westmoreland County started Project Lifesaver. Sergeant Bauer, I think Officer Carter attended the training. Sergeant Bauer's leading up the charge on the training within the department. If you're not familiar, Project Lifesaver is a program that helps locate loved ones with cognitive conditions, wandering, Alzheimer's, dementia, Down syndrome, and autism. So Sergeant Bauer is currently training our officers, and once that's up and running, residents will be able to register, and then we'll be able to, if an incident happens, along with our K-9 and or being able to use bloodhounds, we'll be able to use the equipment to help locate the missing person. So it's a great project for the township. The county started the program, and there's, I don't know, maybe, looks like about 10 other municipal agencies working within the county on doing that. Also, Officer Anna Jandrick, we're firing up DARE for the fall. I wanted to give you guys an update on that. 2nd and 4th grade, she's going to be teaching in the fall. Sheridan Terrace, Hawntown Elementary. After that, after Christmas, she's going to be doing Queen of Angels, Stewartsville, and Sunset Valley. And in all year, she's going to be going between 5th and 6th grade at Hillcrest. So she's got a full slate on for the next 2 months, and then she's switching over for 3 schools, and then keeping 1 school in the middle as she balances it all out. I talked to her today, and she plans on being able to meet all of her requirements for the year and getting everything in. Also, I had talked to her before we were finishing the Junior Police Academy. We want to try to get basically called a Tier 2 or a second level adult police academy started in the fall of this year, but it's going to be for the graduates of the first program, and it'll go more in depth with them since they've already been through the first one. So that's something else that I had talked to her about at the end of the summer when she finished the Junior Police Academy, and I told her that I'd like to get that program started for the fall of this year. So we'll be looking to get that information out also coming here in the next month or 2. I don't want to put too much on her plate. I know she's got a lot to do, but it's a good community engagement project that we definitely want to complete. And last but not least, I wanted to acknowledge the Westmoreland County Drug Task Force, and especially the North Huntington officers and detectives that took part in that major operation. I don't know if you've seen it on the news or in the Trib. It was instrumental in breaking up a large drug trafficking ring in Westmoreland County. The numbers of doses of fentanyl and heroin that were removed from the streets was 47,000 doses of heroin and fentanyl that were removed from the streets. Our officers played a pivotal part in the investigation from the beginning to the end. It was a multi-month investigation that was going on. The officers were put in, very dangerous situations, and they performed outstanding. I'd like to also give a big shout out to Westmoreland SWAT. Westmoreland SWAT was the agency that was chosen that day to do the search warrants on the day that this whole investigation culminated. And they hit 2 houses in that morning on the day that this all went down. And it was flawless, and one of our SWAT members is here. He's sitting right there, and I'm going to give him a shout out because I believe he coordinated the day's events that day. So congratulations, Jay. Your team did an outstanding job that day. And so I just wanted to wrap that up and give all my officers and Westmoreland SWAT a shout out for a very, very good job, well done. It's not often that you can see a major impact like that, and I'm very proud of them. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for the Chief tonight? All right, thank you. Emergency Management Report, Coordinator Mahinsky.
Nothing additional to add.
All right, thank you. Township Engineer Report, Engineer Graviak.
I have nothing to add to my report.
Community Development Reports, any questions on the fire officials report tonight? If not, Subdivision Land Development, Director Andrukhovich.
Yeah, I have nothing additional to add to the report. We do have one action item tonight, subdivision S15 of 2025, the Snyder subdivision on Snyder Lane. Looking for board action to approve the subdivision off Clay Pike near Indian Lake Park.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor by state and aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, I have nothing further.
All right, thank you. Solicitors report, Solicitor Dice.
I have nothing to add. I think the agenda item's pretty self-explanatory. Thank you.
That's Solicitor Dice. Is that his name? You're a Dice?
Yes, sir.
Can you say it for the rest of us who may not know who you are?
Excuse me, sir, public input's done at this time.
His nameplate says Bruce. His name's not Bruce. You don't think we as the citizens deserve to know the man's name?
Let's just continue.
All right, so we have one action on the solicitor's report to accept tonight, and be action to approve ordinance number 2313, establishing rules and regulations for business license, permits, and general business regulations.
And I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor by state and aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No.
Roll call vote, Manager Falk.
Commissioner Hempel,
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood,
No.
Commissioner Gray,
No.
Commissioner Zona,
Yes.
Commissioner Bevan,
Yes.
Commissioner McHugh,
No.
President Hagus.
Yes. Motion passes 4-3. Thank you, Solicitor Dice. Township Managers Report, Manager Falk.
Action to approve the July check register.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
I will be abstaining as a check went out to my place of employment.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
And one abstention. Motion passes 6-1 with one abstaining.
You have a copy of the July budget report. Are there any questions? Seeing none, moving on. Action to waive the permit fee for the Norwin School District Knight Stadium Improvement Project and charge for administration and professional services provided by the township.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor by stating aye. Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Action to extend the contract with Waste Management for the optional 5th year with the contract ending December 31st, 2026.
Second.
Discussion.
Can we get some clarification on the questions from last week about the seniors and for the public?
Absolutely. We reached out to Waste Management. They're unable to add the additional bulk item for the month. However, they were gracious enough to not raise the senior price tag, or senior price. So the seniors are not getting a raise in garbage next year.
Is it the same with the bag program?
Yes, anything senior related.
Any other discussion? Thanks for bringing that up, Jason. Manager Falk for following up with that. All those in favor by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved 7-0.
Action to finance the purchase of the tractor and mower boom from U.S. Municipal with Somerset Trust and authorize the board president and manager to sign the required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
We're financing this?
Yes,
Why?
so that way we can afford to pay or purchase other equipment. We'll purchase it for a term of 5 years and have a payment anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000 a month. This is a $170-some thousand purchase. We have a lot of, I know it's not a good thing to do, but we have a lot of equipment. But this is the only debt that we have is financing these large purchases.
I don't like the idea we're financing.
What type of interest rate are we paying on that?
I won't know until the board authorizes it, but we do have low interest rates with our current bank. We have three other vehicles or equipment that are financed. We have our street sweeper and our 2 10-ton pickup trucks. But I don't know off the top of my head.
Any other board discussion? I wouldn't mind knowing the finance rate before approving it. I think we should know that information. And I would be okay holding off on voting on it until we get the finance rate.
Okay.
Motion to table?
Second.
All in favor of voting to table, state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0 to table.
Action to accept the bid from Christine Pluto for the John Deere tractor and mower boom in the amount of $90,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Or are we financing that?
No, we're going to pay for this for cash, and we're going to utilize our $70,000 grant towards this purchase.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Roll call vote, Manager Falk.
Commissioner Hempel,
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Gray,
No.
Commissioner Zona,
Yes.
Commissioner Bevan,
Yes.
Commissioner McHugh,
No.
President Hagus.
Yes. Motion passes 5-2.
And my no is because, as I discussed last week, it has no warranty.
Action to award the 2025 MS4 Pond Remediation Project, contract number 2025-04 to Piccolomini Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $234,907.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, I do. I've never heard this contractor. Is this somebody we've done business in the past with? Or?
We have not. I'll turn it over to engineer Tech Graviak for that discussion.
We have not done anything in the past with them. I will reach out. They are to get us references. I will reach out to their references and confirm that they are adequate company.
So we don't have any references, no?
They are supposed to get us references, yes. We do not
Commissioners, if
at
I
this
may
time.
make a recommendation to amend the motion pending the successful background check of the references.
I'll amend my motion to state that. And again, I think in Cody's letter, the request letter, it states that's what it states in there, that you are waiting for references, and this would be pending references. So I will amend my motion for that.
Yeah, I did not write that, Bob did.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I read it in the memo, though, so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good with amending my motion.
Okay.
Yeah, it does say that, assuming references are safe.
You okay with that amendment,
Yeah.
Mason?
Yeah.
All right. We have a motion and a second on the amended motion. All those in favor by saying an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Action to approve pay application number 2 to Russell Standard in the amount of $112,065 for contract number 2024-02.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor by saying an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Action to release the performance bond in the amount of $44,000 for the North Whitmore grading permit.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved 7-0.
Action to support the naming of an unnamed tributary to Brush Creek to Blends Run that honors John and Catherine Blend, who built their home near the stream in 1875 and played a significant role in the early development of North Huntington.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved 7-0.
Action to sell the 2012 street sweeper to West Mifflin Borough in the amount of $25,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
That is the end of my report.
Thank you, Manager Falk. Any further board comments?
I do have one last thing. A few weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, I reached out to Commissioner Falk to get a list of roads that are being oiled and chipped. I know last time they came through to do oil and chipping, we were opposed to doing some of them. Just want to bring that in front of the board again, seeing if we're good on all of everything, considering the last time we opposed some of it.
I believe, I might be mistaken, but we reached out to PennDOT to see if we could not do the tar and chip as often, maybe get them actually paved, but I don't believe they were in favor of our recommendation. I don't know if we would have any jurisdiction other than just requesting them not to, but, I mean, maybe Engineer Graviak or Director Helinski could maybe further go into that, but other than us putting a request out, I don't know if we would have a lot of jurisdiction to tell them what to do with their roads.
Just remember what we
Yeah.
did before, and, we wanted to know if we were gonna be consistent, or we wanted to talk about this one.
All right, so John and I were just talking. The only other option that they presented to us was the road turnback program, and I would not suggest that at this time, which would be us taking those roads over, which just gives us more roads to pave. Other than that, they're gonna do what they want with their roads.
Yep.
Minus the legalese in this answer, they're PennDOT's roads. We basically, we wouldn't want them coming to us and telling us how to handle things on our streets. So
Thank you.
PennDOT still considers this like a rural area, I think, and something's got to change.
Any other further board comments? If the board's okay, I believe one resident had a question, I think, when we were voting on the trash. If you want to come up, ask your question now, sir, I apologize.
When you was talking about waste management, I was wondering if they could possibly get a couple smaller trucks to deal with Westmoreland City, Shafton, all the older communities that have like 15-foot streets and stuff. Because they're going through my yard all the time.
Yeah, Manager Fall can reach out to them to see what we could do with that. And then if you would have any type of damage done to your property.
Well, you know what, the township last year, because Second Street comes down and Park Street comes down, and all the water goes into my yard. So they put a nice big lip to keep it out of my yard, turn it into a pond. Well, they just smashed it down. You know. I just
we
wondered-
can reach out to Waste Management. Manager Fall could do that.
Because there's, they don't belong in them neighborhoods.
Thank you, sir. Any other further board comments tonight?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor by state and I.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Meeting adjourned at 7:37. You don't have anything for executive meeting? All right. No. Oh, no, I completely agree, because I'll be driving.
Like, I'm waiting to get my tires, new tires put on after they're done.
Oh, nice to finally meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I will say,